Order. I now move to motion 381, standing in the name of Senator Hanson.
I ask that general business notion of notice of motion number 381, standing in my name for today, relating to third-party certification of food, be taken as a formal motion.
Is there any objection to this motion being taken as formal? There being none, I call Senator Hanson. I beg your pardon. Sorry, Senator Siewert.
Meant to Senator Hanson's motion.
Okay, we need the motion moved first, Senator Siewert. No, Senator Siewert, resume your seat. We'll get the motion moved. Thank you, Senator Hanson.
Thank you very much. I move the motion standing in my name.
Thank you, Senator Siewert.
I seek leave to move an amendment to Senator Hanson's motion, which would omit from paragraph 1 and replace with rejects the comments made by Senator Hanson yesterday regarding students with autism, suggests Senator Hanson acquaint herself on the principles of inclusion and calls on Senator Hanson to apologise for her remarks.
Thank you, Senator Siewert. The question is that is leave granted to move that motion? Leave is granted. Thank you, Senator Siewert. I believe. Sorry, I did call and there was silence, so I will put it again. Is leave granted? No, leave isn't granted. Thank you, Senator Gallagher.
To make a short statement in relation to the original motion.
Is leave granted? Leave of 1 minute is granted.
Thank you, Madam Deputy President. The opposition believes government should provide responses to the reports of Senate committee inquiries. Committee inquiries are a critical part of the work of the Senate. Government responses to committee reports are an important part of this process. Since 1978, successive governments have undertaken to respond to committee reports within a specified period, currently 3 months. It's not acceptable for any government to take over 18 months to respond to a Senate committee report. In supporting the important principle of governments providing responses to committee reports, the opposition is not making a judgment on the findings of the inquiry itself. Labor does not support Senator Hanson's view on halal food.
Thank you. Senator Bernardi.
Well, thank you. I seek leave to make a short statement.
Is leave granted? Leave of 1 minute is granted,
well,
Senator
thank you.
Bernardi.
I should remind the Senate that Senator Dastyari chaired this inquiry, of which I initiated, and it was unanimously endorsed as per the recommendation. So it's all good and well for the Labor Party to distance themselves from the report now, but it was endorsed by their chairman. The second point I'd like to make is that this report and recommendations arising from it have actually travelled towards the Cabinet. It was taken there by some people. In fact, the industry, the meat industry themselves, were informed that there was a resolution on the books, but unfortunately this Cabinet has squibbed it. They've squibbed finding a resolution and they've put it and kicked it into the long grass. This is an indictment upon the process because they're looking for certainty in the meat industry. It's about time they reported on it. It's far too long, and so I think Senator Hanson's quite right to bring it again to the attention of this chamber.
Thank you, Senator Bernardi. Senator Di Natale.
Leave to make a short statement.
Is leave granted? Leave of 1 minute is granted. Senator Di Natale.
The Greens will not be supporting this motion. I think Senator Hanson and Senator Bernardi should worry less about the eating habits of other Australians and more about the needs of our children in schools. We heard some of the most hateful, outrageous and disgraceful comments towards young children in schools who need additional support, and Senator Hanson thinks they shouldn't get that support. We have a situation—
Senator Di Natale, please resume your seat. Hold the clock. Order. I remind senators that senators have the right to be heard in silence. Are you on a point of order, Senator Hanson? No. Senator Di Natale, please continue.
Madam Deputy President, having children in schools who have special needs isn't just important that those children are able to attend those schools. It's good for the other kids in the classroom who learn that if we are in a civilised society where there is difference, we should accept and celebrate that difference because that is what makes us a decent society.
Thank you, Senator Di Natale. Senator Hanson.
I seek leave to make a statement.
Is leave granted? Leave of 1 minute is granted, Senator Hanson.
Thank you very much. The motion I have on the table here is to do with certification
Order.
of our— of our food. I think this is atrocious of the Greens to actually raise a totally different issue that's got nothing to do with the motion that I'm actually passing here. And I think grandstanding on this issue. Go back and watch my tape yesterday, what I said, and you will understand that I am actually trying to—
Senator Hanson, please resume your seat. Thank you, senators. I remind you that senators have the right to be heard in silence. I ask that silence be observed. Thank you, Senator Hanson. Please continue your remarks.
Thank you very much. So it's—
Senator Hanson, please resume your seats. I've just asked for order. I remind senators to respect what the chair is saying and to allow the senator to— Senator Hanson-Young. I ask that the senator be heard in silence. Thank you, Senator Hanson.
I am dealing with the issue here about certification of the food and a recommendation that was brought down by the committee, and Australians are waiting for this to be implemented. I will debate the issue to do with what I said yesterday with regards to the autistic kids, and I believe they need the most assistance and help as any other child in our educational system. So let's deal with the issue now. I will debate you at any time with regards to that.
Thank you, Senator Hanson. Your time has expired. Senators, order. Senator Sterle. Senator Sterle. Senator Xenophon.
Leave to make a short statement.
Is leave granted? There being no objection, leave of 1 minute is granted.
Can I indicate on behalf of my colleagues that we support this motion because the recommendations, the unanimous recommendations of the Senate committee were, I believe, non-controversial. I support halal and indeed kosher certification of food. These recommendations were based on having some greater transparency and clarity in terms of certification. We think that the recommendations are non-controversial and the government should respond accordingly.
Thank you, Senator Xenophon. So the question is that the motion is moved by Senator Hanson. It's motion number 381 be agreed to. Those of that opinion say aye. Those against say no. I believe the ayes have it. And now